So I've been asked by a few people in my community, like several times now, like how do I stay productive throughout my week and how do I ensure I, achieve all of my goals? And so I was like, might as well just turn this into a video. Um, in this video, I'm gonna give you the number one productivity hack where it keeps me feeling successful and it's getting me closer and closer to achieving my goals. And then at the end of the video, I'm gonna explain my philosophy behind it. But let's just hop into it now. So what you're gonna want to do is get a fresh blank. I prefer a printer piece of paper because there's no lines to deal with. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the date. So I do week of 4-13. And unfortunately, yes, my handwriting is horrible, so bear with me. But the first thing I'll do is I'll do work, right? And I'll just do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I'll do the same thing with food. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And same thing with gym. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So first off, I'm making the intention of what I'm going to be doing every single day, right? So typically, so just first things and foremost, I try to fast Sunnah to the best of my ability, and so that means I fast on Mondays and Thursdays, and so that means from sun up to sundown, I have no food or water, and so that makes my work days a little bit more difficult. So I try not to stream on these days. So for sure, no matter what, there will be a stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and hopefully I can stream some other days as well. But that means Monday. What I will intend to do is I will actually, because right now I'm working on a project for my mobile game business. I'm actually building it. I'm vibe coding from scratch. So I'm going to do a stream in public video. So that's what I'll do on Monday. I'll stream just for an hour and a half. It's a little bit easier to do because it's not involving as much talking, and I can just code. It's a little bit easier than just reacting, but it still takes a lot of brain power. Funny enough, so I'll do a stream in public video. I'll also, probably, maybe I'm actually working on a series on this channel, so we'll do a work on video script for Cron series. And so, yeah, I'll try to do at least like two things I really want to accomplish in that on a Monday specifically, right? I don't want to be like overbearing myself, but I also want to make sure I can at least get some easy layup things done, while also focusing on my religion. Tuesday I'm actually gonna be meeting with my co-founder, so Hasib meeting, and then build in public. So I'm gonna now do BIP stream, and then I'll do main MC, so main channel stream, and then maybe I'll try and make a short. And so I'm gonna try and do a short maybe this day. Probably try and do a short on Friday. Probably do a short on Thursday, and then Wednesday will be a BIP stream and like main channel stream, right? And then same thing, BIP stream, main channel stream, or not. We'll probably do no main channel stream. So maybe I'll do a BIP main video. I'll try to work on a main video on one of my fasting days, rather than trying doing a stream. And then Friday, since there's Juma, I'll even put in Juma as well. And then if I end up doing another stream, I'll do main channel stream. Me and my parents, we actually also like to go out to dinner on Friday, so probably not, but just potentially, right? I'll just put it there, maybe question mark. And then Saturday and Sunday, I like to leave these kind of blank. Maybe I'm going to, see friends, see my grandfather potentially. I like to go to these meetings for Revert, so I'll put Revert meeting Sunday, right? just I'm also gonna be planning like my social activities as well. Sometimes I used to do like work/social, but now I just keep it as work since I'm not really as social as I was anymore. Tuesday, this is a good area, especially if you live by yourself. Maybe you're in college. Also, maybe if you have a family that with children, right, and a wife, it's gonna be a little bit harder when you're living with parents since they're gonna pretty much be dictating what you eat. But typically, what I would do is, let's say, fast. I would only have water in the morning, and then for dinner, I obviously like to eat bigger, and so maybe I'll eat like, let's say steak and potatoes, right? Mashed potatoes. And I typically eat the same thing. So let's say in the morning, I'll have like, eggs and toast, for example. Like sometimes like mid morning, like early afternoon, eggs and toast, and then I'll do protein bar, and then beef. This is my classic Gaines bowl: beef, beans, and rice. So I'll have like beef, sometimes Mexican beans, and rice. And so that's what I would like. So, again, I do this because I don't want to be thinking about what I'm gonna be eating that day, and I'll get into it later in this video. But eggs and toast, that's like a classic one. Sometimes I'll do eggs and rice, and then I also like to eat salmon. So we'll do like protein bar. Maybe we'll do like fruit. I'll have like fruit that day, and then like salmon and rice, and maybe my leftover mashed potatoes. So mashed potatoes, as typically I wouldn't eat all of that in one sitting, and I like to make the mashed potatoes on Sundays as well. Friday, you also want to be planning like the days you're going out, because the good thing is, right, if you don't plan what you're eating, there's a high chance you're gonna eat like high caloric food, or you're gonna just go eat out. You're gonna randomly go to the grocery store, buy something that's not good for you. This will keep you mostly on track, right? So Friday, maybe I'll do like, sandwich. I'll make a turkey sandwich. We'll do turkey, and then go out for dinner. So I have, and typically I would have an idea of where I want to go because I haven't had in a while. So maybe I'll put like burritos, right? And so, again, right, if you don't schedule when you're going to eat bad, there's a high chance you're going to end up eating bad throughout the rest of the week, unfortunately. So, this is one of the most beneficial ways to make sure you're hitting your either calorie goals or your protein goals, and also just making sure you save money too, right? Because if you're making food at home, you're definitely going to be saving a lot more money. And then gym is also another important one because you don't want to be thinking about what you're going to be working out. You just want to just go to the gym and just get over with. Over time you might start to enjoy it, but if you're one of those who has a really hard time working out, then again, doing less thinking and more doing would be very beneficial for you. So, gym, typically, again, I do still work out to some degree when it is fasting days, but I'll walk, and maybe on Monday I'm just gonna do walk and core. I'll just keep it easy. Tuesday would be like walk and chest. Right, Wednesday would be walk, and then I've been doing this new HIIT exercise. I just started today, actually. So HIIT. This one will be like walk and core. We'll do, and I like to walk like between like 4 and 6 miles, hopefully more. You really want to hit like 5 or 6 miles, but around like 4 to 6 walk, and then we'll do shoulders on Friday, and then again, maybe I'll hit a run, maybe I'll do activity with friends, and especially as I've been getting older, you just got to feel the body. Like obviously you plan this, but if you're feeling a little bit more sore one day, then just walk more, right? Don't overdo yourself, don't get injured. There's no point to it. And so again, this just having this basic format lets me stay consistent. And then at the very bottom, I'll put important, right? These are things that, like, hypothetically, they just, like, you have things coming up that have to get done. So, I was working on a trademark for my company. And so, turn in trademark. This is one just hypothetical. This is not what, like, I'm going to do. But trademark app by Tuesday, right? So let's say I had some documents missing. I needed to do it by Tuesday. let's see, go get haircut. Typically, I plan it on like a Friday. I actually, if you see from my previous week, I have a haircut. I actually did the following week, but still having it written down. And so, let's say go get haircut. And again, I put it on a Friday. I like to get my haircuts on Fridays. Because it's just Fridays tend to just be driving to driving to Juma, all these different things. It can be harder to get be as super productive, and it's good to kind of space out your work. And maybe text a friend, text a certain friend, right? Talk to them, reach out to your friends. It's always good to stay in contact with people, and so yeah, and now I kind of want to just give a brief conversation on why. Philosophically speaking, this works for me. Ultimately in life, and Islam actually really instills this value into us, but everything comes down to intention. And if you're not setting you're setting your intention, the day before the work week, the school week on Sunday to be productive, then listen, you've lost literally 90% of the battle, right? But putting that intention out there helps you get the proper first step. And it ensures that you're going to have a good Monday, because you have a good Monday, then you're going to have a good Tuesday, and then you can honestly slack a little bit on Friday, right? And so, but if you're already, shooting yourself in the foot by not having the proper intention on Sunday, and you're having weak Mondays and Tuesdays, that means you're going to have to do a lot more just to stay on that level playing field to even try to compete. And then, the way I like to think about things is, we are ultimately these machine learning models, right? We're these natural intelligence systems. And if you're putting in bad data by scrolling on your phone so much, and you are eating junk food, and you are just playing video games too much, whatever it may be, right? You're just ultimately putting really crappy data into your system, and you're not becoming the best version of yourself. But if you're going to the gym, you're praying your prayers, for example, you're reading Quran, you're able to get, you're working on a website just to get your coding skills better, you're going to the gym. These are all signs of good data. And so, imagine if we're these machine learning models, and over a couple days, even weeks, years, and you just keep ingesting bad data, you're going to have a bad model. Your opportunity to be successful is just going to go down the drain. The more you compound, and the more you keep pushing off, doing all of these, really big, actually very, very small things that lead to ultimate incremental change, right? And so I had this thought a couple of years ago that, hey, I'm a machine learning model, and I want to keep putting in good data. What can I do? And I need to put a structure into my life where I can allow clean data to easily flow in, right? And I'm telling you, it's come to the point where I don't even write these down anymore. I've trained my body so much where I can wake up in the morning and I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be able to accomplish in this day. But if you're someone who has no structure and feels very, unproductive, but has a lot of ideas, listen, these ideas, right? We have flesh, then we have skull, then we have blood, then we have brain, and then you have idea. That doesn't exist. That does not exist in the real world. This now exists. I now transferred whatever was in this to a physical plane. It has now physical properties and exists in this real world, and now I can manifest it from here. Because it's already manifested once, I can manifest it into my life. And so, again, this is my own productivity hack. It's so simple. It literally takes 10 minutes out of your day on a Sunday, and this is good for all levels, whether you are someone in high school, whether you're someone in college, whether you're someone, you're a young professional, whether you're married. This works at every single level, and I'm telling you, even if in the beginning you're only getting 50% of the way done, you're probably doing a lot more than you would have if you didn't write it down. And if you start doing that and you start getting used to this program, I'm telling you, you're going to start getting weeks where you have 70% done, 90% done. You're going to see your body physically change. You're going to see, projects that you've had dreams of doing getting done, rather than in a year, just down to a couple of months. And it's all going to come from just setting your intention on Sunday and just writing it down so that it physically exists. And now I have it here, and I leave it on the front part of my desk, and I just always constantly, I see it. So I know I have it in my mind that I have something that I'm going to do that day. And so I hope you guys all learn something. I'm going to be making these videos every once in a while, but I really want to make sure that my community feels that they can like get value out of just not only just watching me, but like helping them gain skills and become the best versions of themselves. But again, I believe in all of you. If you watch this video, and it shows me that you have this belief that you want to better yourself. So please like and subscribe. I'm gonna leave my Discord in the description. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me in my channel or me privately. I'm happy to help. But yeah, again, I've enjoyed making content with you guys, and hopefully we continue to make more in the future. If you have any questions about how to be productive, don't waste your time. Please ask, and I'm more than happy to see you guys all be successful. And hopefully we're all successful together.